sort of two main components I think about with purpose. One is the contribution that you're making, that you specifically are uniquely positioned to offer. And the second is the impact that you want to have that's meaningful to you. So the exercise, and we'll give some time now for everyone to sort of think through this, is to just think back in your memory throughout your career and even through your life. What are some of the most meaningful moments that stand out to you? So these are times when you really felt you were performing at your best, when you were the most engaged in your work, when you're most excited about the work that you were doing, when you felt most proud of the work that you were doing. And just start to think about like the first thing that comes to mind. What is one meaningful moment in your career that really stands out to you? So I'll just give you a bit of time just to have that sort of surface for you now. And so once you have an idea of like a project, a meeting, a certain period of time in your career, a job that you had, something that's really meaningful to you, I want you to explore that a little bit deeper and to really think about, in that moment, what was the contribution that you were making? And so I'll give you an example. So for me, when I think back about my career, I specifically think about a whole employee engagement initiative that I led for our company. And after that employee engagement initiative, we got a lot of feedback from employees about things that they wanted to see improved at our company. And so I really wanted to have a conversation with employees about things that they were really feeling and ideas that they had. So I brought everyone together for a meeting to really talk about it. And if you were to walk by the conference room and see me in that meeting, you would say, well, Chris's contribution is that he's facilitating a meeting right now. But that's just the surface level. If you really go deeper, because I'm Chris Rollins and I have unique sort of values and a way of being that I bring, as we all do, my contribution in that moment was creating a safe space. So that was my contribution, because the way that I created rules of engagement for the meeting, the way that I acknowledged people, the way that I showed up, my contribution was creating a safe space. So I share that example to really think about going beneath the surface level of what it is that you're contributing in that moment. So hopefully you've had a bit of time to really think about what's the contribution you are making in that moment that was really meaningful to you. And now I invite you to think about, well, what was the impact that contribution was having on other people, either in the room or other people who were ultimately impacted by the work that you were doing. What was the impact that you were having that's meaningful to you, that felt good to you? And that's really an important distinction, because sometimes it's easy to get caught up in, well, what the vanity metrics of, accomplishing something and you get, rewarded for that. But none of that really matters if it's not meaningful to you. So really think about what's the impact you're having that's meaningful to you. So in that example I shared, where I was creating a safe space in that meeting, the impact was that people felt comfortable, raising their hand, showing up, contributing, offering their input, and what I like to say is living their truth, really helping people show up authentically. And so that was the impact that I was having. So think about, in those moments, what was the impact that you were having that was meaningful to you? And if you start to do this, if you start to collect, 5 or 10 meaningful moments throughout your career and do the same practice, you're going to start to notice themes that consistently show up throughout your career. And those themes will now really serve as the basis of your purpose, which again is the elements of contribution and impact. So the more information that you can pull from your past, the clearer you can really be about what elements of your purpose are really clear to you.